Hello everybody! So today you join us on our big first cut silage job. And so you see, a couple of weeks back we did our first little bit at home that we did ourselves with our own wagon. Today we are on the big job. It's around about 90-ish, a bit more maybe, acres, a first cut. So at the moment we're raking, we're just approaching the end of this first block of 30 acres, these two fields, this field and the one behind. Nearly at the end of this one. This was cut yesterday. We're severely lacking in the sun drying department, so it's not as, it's not ideal, but it's dry. But it's dry and we have got strong winds, so the grass is drying very well. This permanent pasture, it dries well anyway. It's just the type of grass it is. It's not over heavy. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this old grass, it's no hassle to get it dry. As we get later in the season, second and third cut, it's a struggle to harvest it before it's got too dry. So that helps us in the spring. For first cut, it dries easily, and this will be the first thing that gets picked up. So the wagons are coming later today. It is just on 3 o'clock. The wagons are booked for later today. Though we don't really know what time they're going to come. All depends on what time they finish the job. This morning's job. So this will be the first 30 acres they pick up. This might, they might not get this done today. May have, they're here for like a day and a half to get our job done. So they will pick this up first. Then once this is finished, I'm going to go milk the cows, and then after milking I'm going to go and rake a little bit of the block that we spread all the slurry on. So that was cut yesterday. Dad's tedding it now. Just to turn it over, we spread it out yesterday behind the mower, but it was very wet yesterday. The grass was very wet, it takes a lot to dry it, so Dad's gone through it again today with the tedder. I will rake a little bit of that tonight, because we're not sure how far they're going to get, but they will be into that properly tomorrow. I'll rake the rest tomorrow, and at the minute brother is cutting the final kind of 40 acres that will be picked up tomorrow. So it's all go, everybody's busy today. So when we did the spraying of the wheat video a couple of weeks back, we briefly looked at the grass that had the slurry on, and it was looking promising, yields were looking good. So where we are now, it had absolutely no inputs whatsoever. The only time we've been out here this spring is to chain harrow it before the mower. So I guess you could say it's a cheap crop. Because we've put nothing on it, but it's like, this crop is a victim of the fertilizer price. But we're in the fortunate position we don't need huge crops this spring. I did, and we haven't got one. So but we knew it was coming. We knew it is yielding as we would expect. But in the first silage video where we did the mowing and tedding, one of the comments on there was, will you bale and wrap any grass that doesn't fit in the clamp? My reply to him was, we're not going to bale anything. We don't want bales this early in the season because we've got a lot of wrap bales left from last year, and the black plastic wrap for this year is going to be expensive. So if we can avoid baling any, we will. But the grass that got slurried is cropped very, very heavily, and at the moment we're not sure if it's all going to fit in a clamp or not, so we may end up baling some. So hang on to the end of the video to see if it fits in or not. It's one of them things. I guess it's a good position to be in, where we don't know if everything's going to go in the clamp, but all will be revealed in about 10 minutes time, I suspect. Right, so we got to the end of our second field. So all this to pick up tonight. Look at the sky, it's a bit grey, but it's not going to rain, it's just not sunny. So we've got to take the arms off, take the outer 3 arms off each rotor. That drops the height down a little bit because we've got to go under some low trees. sometimes you don't have to, but today we've got to go down a lane with overhanging trees. So we just take these 3 arms off, like that drops this much off the height, and it just don't damage anything. So that's why we do it. Everything has a reason. Okay, so here is our crop. As you can see, not the heaviest crop in the world, not the biggest swath, but it's drying out nicely. A few buttercups in it, which isn't ideal. It's nice and leafy. Dry matter's about right. It's dry on the top, a little bit of moisture underneath still, but that'll dry out more by the time it gets picked up. So yes, considering we are a little bit late in the season, held up by the weather, it's looking okay. It's not a complete disaster.
can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood. But then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds, we put the work in, we got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off.
So we are back with our own wagon now, so that will tell you that it is all fitted in the clamp, and we've got room for a little bit more. So we are just picking up the final last 7 acres. This wasn't cut for the contractors to pick up purely because we didn't know if it was going to fit. Didn't know if it was going to fit in the clamp, so we didn't want too much and have it down because it is rain. It is due within the next day or two before we had a chance to do anything with it. So as soon as we could see that it was all going to fit, this was cut late last night, or this was cut last evening, and we're just picking the last little bit up this morning because obviously the contractors have moved on to the next job today, so you know they weren't coming back, and we can't expect them to work, you know, ridiculously long hours when it's just as easy for us to stick our own machine on and get the job finished. So the field, so this last field, this was actually one of the ones that was reseeded 2 years ago with the undersown with barley, if you remember that. So this was one of the 2 that got done. So it's entering its third, so it's entering now its third cropping year. And as you can see, it's doing well, but it is a little bit late. And this particular field was past its best. But you know, so that's, like I keep saying, that's the season. This should have been cut 2 weeks ago, really. But the benefit of cutting it and picking it up green, this is going to go right on the top, because as you saw in the clamp footage with the JCB, you can see how dry and dusty it had got. Because this is still a bit green, this will go over the top and weigh the whole lot down quite nicely, and just help to seal that top in, just put a little bit of extra weight on the top, and also being a bit greener, it will roll down tighter. So today is Saturday. It is the first day of British half term for schools, and they've been saying on the radio, you know, traffic news and all that, kind of 1/3 of the country seems to be in their cars or stuck on a motorway. The other 1/3 of the country seems to be in an airport queuing up to go somewhere, and it seems like the final 1/3 are all riding their bikes, all on the lanes between this field and the farm. So we're getting held up. We've seen 1 car today and about 100 bicycles. Yeah, so there we are. One of them things you've got to live with. So there we go, that is the last load just going up, and it is all being rolled in, as you can see. So that'll do for this video. I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.